We are with John Iannazzo from Liberty Wallcoverings, and we are talking about child safety at the window, which is a very, very important piece of window coverings. And it's also something that, as parents, we have always tried to make sure that we keep those cords on a cleat or pushed up somewhere. It's in all the baby-proofing books, is how to keep your child safe at the window. And you have brought something to keep them even safer.
Yeah, a couple different options here. The child safety at the window is oftentimes overlooked if you're looking at window coverings. There are a lot of things you can do, and the numbers have come way down in the recent years. And I want to say in the past 20 years, there's been around 600 deaths from cord strangulation, and those numbers have really come down because of some of the new things we have. With the one you're holding, the remote, motorized shades, obviously no cords.
No cords with the
safe.
motorized shades.
We can do things with cordless, retractable cords, So a shade like this keeps the cord nice and short. Every time you pull that cord, it retracts up. So this would be inside the shade, comes on several different styles.
Wow.
That way you have a nice short cord out of little one's hands.
Because the old-fashioned way, the way I did it 10 years ago when my oldest was born, is my husband put little cleats,
and
then you gotta
look at that. Then you have to do it every time. And it falls off.
And it was really a pain in the neck.
And most of the accidents happen on older blinds, on off-the-shelf ones that don't have these child safeties.
Okay.
This is another one. This is a cord tensioner, and there are teeth in here and a spring that lock it. So if you don't fasten this down, if you leave this just hanging free, the shade won't operate.
Okay.
You have to engage the spring so the cord pulls through so you can actually use the shade. So if you don't make this child safe, you can't use your shade. Things like that.
Thank you, Hunter Douglas.
Exactly. Thank you, Hunter Douglas. Yeah, everything they do is with safety in mind. And then we have a guide that has all the different options and some other tips you can think about for your windows. Things as simple as moving cribs and beds away from windows.
Okay.
It's amazing how many times we go into a house and there's an old blind with the cord hanging long and there's a crib pushed right up against the window. And anybody who has kids, I have a 3-year-old and a 7-year-old. They are curious about everything. They get into everything, especially if it's not a toy.
Oh, yes.
I can have a room full of toys. Something that's not a toy, they're going to go to something that's not a toy every single time.
They do.
Yeah, they do. So just a couple little steps. It's not a huge issue. It does happen too often.
It does. One time is too often. You're right.
So just little things we can do to make it that much safer.
And this just pushes up and pushes down.
Pushes down,
cordless, but it's not remote. It's not battery powered.
It's just cordless. You just push it up and pull it down. And if you look at the back of the shade, the cords. So a lot of shades have inner cords. That might be hard to see on camera, but they're underneath the liner. Some of the traditional Venetian blinds have inner cord locks, so you can't pull that long cord out from the center.
Right.
The woven shades or the Roman shades have a sheath that keeps that cord taut, so that way you can't get a loop out there. So really, every little detail has been thought about making these shades as safe as possible.
So there's lots of different options when it comes to keeping your children safe around windows, from the cordless to the motorized and cordless, to the spring-loaded, can't use your shade if it's not
safe.
And the remote operated blinds that are also cordless.
Information at the store. If you want to stop by, you're welcome to pick one up. It has all the different options, as well as some other tips about how to keep your kids safe.
And along with the blinds, quickly, is to also keep your windows locked.
Keep your windows locked, yes.
If we're talking about safety at the window, it's blinds as well as
the window.
Keeping the window securely closed so that a child can't fall out of the window.
Exactly.
So lots of things to keep your children safe. Hunter Douglas is on top of that. And John, thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.